Hey everybody, Mr. The Fanboy here. This is my review of the 2014 edition of WWE SummerSlam, which just recently went off. The pay-per-view just recently went off, and I must say, this was an awesome pay-per-view from WWE. The best pay-per-view from WWE I've seen since WrestleMania this year. I wish I could get awesome shows like this every night. I have a couple of problems with the pay-per-view, and I skipped a couple of matches, but for the most part, this pay-per-view was awesome. I tuned into the pay-per-view early, so I caught the pre-show, which was Rob Van Dam versus Cesaro. This was an awesome match to start the pay-per-view. Rob Van Dam, of course, defeated Cesaro with the 5-star frog splash for the 1, 2, 3. Happy to see RVD win here. The next match of the night, the first official match of the night on the actual pay-per-view, was the Intercontinental Championship match between defending champion The Miz versus Dolph Ziggler. This right here was an awesome match. One of the better performances of The Miz and Dolph Ziggler was awesome. Haven't been watching wrestling because I did not like the way Dolph Ziggler was being utilized. The last time I was watching, he was in a feud with Fandango, but here him and Miz were in the opener of the pay-per-view wrestling for an Intercontinental Championship, and this was an awesome match. And Dolph Ziggler surprised the hell out of me by beating Miz with the Famouser, and for the 1, 2, 3, and now Dolph Ziggler is the new Intercontinental Champion. The next match of the night was, I chose to skip this. This was Paige and AJ Lee. According to the results here, Paige defeated AJ Lee for the Divas Championship. Really didn't care. The next match was Rusev versus Jack Swagger. I was originally looking forward to this match because I do like how they finally turned Swagger face, but I really didn't care for this feud, and this match just started off boring and slow, and I chose to skip it, man. According to the what's-his-name, Rusev defeated Jack Swagger. Next match of the night, I accidentally tuned into this late, but from what I saw, this was an awesome match and one of the matches I was looking forward to. The Lumberjack match between Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. This right here was an awesome fight. They went all over the arena. Seth Rollins in one cool and funny spot, like a true heel, tried to leave the arena, but the Lumberjacks actually brought him back to the arena, and of course I think Seth Rollins defeated Seth Rollins defeated Dean Ambrose by hitting him with the Money in the Bank briefcase. So like I said, this was an awesome match. Really enjoyed the feud between Rollins and Dean Ambrose. Seth Rollins, Ambrose, and Roman Reigns from the new generation of wrestlers are actually my favorite things about WWE. I really watch it because anything not involving them or any of the top legend superstars usually isn't good. That's why I really don't watch WWE much anymore. Next was Bray Wyatt versus Chris Jericho. Do not care at all for the feud between Jericho and Bray Wyatt, but I am a huge fan of Chris Jericho, and Chris Jericho versus Bray Wyatt on SummerSlam is something I will watch. This was a pretty good match. However, it dragged on and it got slow, especially during the parts where Bray Wyatt had the offense. I do not like Bray Wyatt. I think he's one of the most overrated wrestlers, most overrated wrestlers ever. And I'm so happy that John Cena buried him at the last pay-per-view. Out of all the people John Cena to bury, I'm happy he buried this guy. This guy is boring and just overrated. And it sucked that Jericho had to lose to him, but Jericho is not shocking. Jericho's only here to put over younger talent. Next match I also skipped. It was Stephanie McMahon versus Brie Bella. According to the results here, Stephanie McMahon defeated Brie Bella, and according to the announcers, when I came back to the pay-per-view, according to the announcers, Nikki Bella Nikki Bella turned on Brie Bella during the match. So yeah, didn't care for this feud. One other reason I stopped watching, or at least tuning into WWE so much, was no matter who it is always going to be about the McMahons, Triple H, John Cena, and well, Randy Orton is actually my favorite of that group, but that entire group right there is always going to be about these guys, which is why I don't tune in much anymore. Yeah. Next match was another match I was looking forward to. Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton. This right here was an awesome match, man. I am hugely behind Roman Reigns, and I do think he can become the next big time superstar after Cena. He's one of the saving graces of this crappy WWE PG era. Randy Orton is actually one of my favorites from that Breakfast Club, him and Batista. Randy Orton and Roman Reigns, as expected, delivered an awesome match. So much cool stuff here. Roman Reigns hitting the Superman punch on Randy Orton. Randy Orton reversing Roman Reigns' a spear, I think, into an RKO and nearly winning the match. Then the match ended when Roman Reigns came out of nowhere with the spear for the 1-2-3. Awesome match here. I hope this leads to more for Roman Reigns when Batista gets back. I love to see Reigns feud with him, or Orton feud with him and Reigns get a shot at the title. I love to see Reigns feud with Lesnar now that he's the champ. Next, of course, is the main event: Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. I love it when these two wrestle. John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar from years ago, Ruthless Aggression era in 2003, was one of my favorite feuds. And in 2012, I didn't like their feud in 2012, but they had an awesome match. I love when Brock Lesnar and John Cena wrestle. Both of these guys have awesome chemistry, and it's usually always an awesome match, despite the ending or something. But this right here was an awesome match. Brock Lesnar controlled most of the match. Dominating John Cena with submission holds, and I think 4 different German suplexes. Love seeing Brock Lesnar destroy John Cena out of nowhere. I expected John Cena to win this match, but Brock Lesnar pinned John Cena after the F5 to become the new WWE champion. Awesome year for Brock Lesnar, ending the Undertaker streak and defeating John Cena in an awesome match. Apart from the stuff I had a problem with, this was an awesome WWE pay-per-view, man. This was an awesome WWE pay-per-view. I am so tuning in to Raw, and will be tuning in to WWE a little bit more often now after watching this awesome pay-per-view, man. You got a new champion in Ziggler, and we got a new champion in Brock Lesnar. Hopefully Brock Lesnar as a champion leads to a more entertaining product and leads to more exciting matches like this one. Like I said, this was an awesome pay-per-view. Alright. Dugout.